Shout out to Aero Workforce and Suave Cafe for letting us doing this. This is Filipinos in the Six with Rechie Valdez. Hit that link down to check out the full episode. Now, we got an amazing guest tonight. This is legendary moment. We got Canadian MP, Rechie Valdez in the building. Sit down, folks, sit down. Don't take the pictures yet, sit down. We got a lot. You are so popular. First of all, full circle moment. People have no idea the Rechie Valdez I know as entrepreneur hustler. This girl ran a small business. She was a small business, and she also was inspiring to do a lot of dope things. And you had a talk show.
I did.
And I was your guest.
That's right.
Oh my God, what was the talk show called again? Say it again.
Fearlessly Creative.
Fiercely Creative.
And I interviewed creatives like yourself that were doing non-traditional things to show that, pursuing your entrepreneurial adventures, doing things creative will make you successful, i.e. Keith Pedro right here, comedian.
Oh, stop. Yes, thank you.
So thank you. This is a full circle. So now the roles have reversed today, which is
as
cool.
They should.
Yeah.
As they should, because you are just killing it right now. And speaking of like breaking molds, you've been breaking a mold. First Filipina MP, small business, and like just running it. How does that feel, first of all?
It feels amazing, obviously. First of all, it's an honor to be here. Thank you so much to Filipinos in the Six for having me.
Yes.
It's a mouthful. First Filipina member of parliament, and then of course, just about 5 months ago, becoming the first Filipina ever cabinet minister with the prime minister. So it's truly an honor, obviously, to be here. And it is full circle in so many ways because of my experience being an entrepreneur myself.
Yeah.
And so being able to give back to the community in this unique way is just an honor.
But you've always been giving back to the community. Like you were always breaking molds, and you used to have long, so Rechie Valdez helped me out to brand myself. So she's always been helping people in the community. So it just made sense. I felt like you were wearing this hat, and then they just made it official, and then just put a feather on it. A little hat. They're like, yeah. So how often are you in Ottawa and stuff? Because I'm always there gigging and.
Yeah, well, it's a good question. I think a lot of people are like, what the heck is an MP? It's not an MVP. Yeah. It's a member of parliament.
No, but you're making it look like the MVP right now. You're killing it.
So we wear different hats. One, I have a constituency. So Mississauga Streetsville is the riding that I represent. So I wear that hat helping all the different constituents that I have.
Yes.
Then to your point, travel to Ottawa back and forth when the House sits. So right now, the House just rose for the session. So we're done for the year.
Nice.
But I basically travel every Sunday night or Monday morning, and I'm there till the end of the week. And I come back to constituency, going to different events and things like that. So I'm constantly traveling nonstop. And then now as minister, the portfolio is covering 98% of all businesses across this country. So I travel across the country to support local entrepreneurs.
Damn, what a mouthful. You just know, oh my gosh.
I know.
So inspirational. So do you have any advice for anybody who wants to work in politics as someone in your situation or that wants to choose that career path? What would be that type of advice you would say?
I think that's a great question. A lot of people don't even realize that it's a thing that you could do. Mm-hmm. And there's different opportunities that I think most people don't even know about.
Yeah.
If you're not if running for an elective position is not your thing, no worries at all. You can get involved, you can volunteer, which I encourage a lot of people to do. By volunteering, you get your firsthand experience, seeing what it's like, seeing whether that's even something that you want to do for yourself. Then if you actually want to get more involved, you can actually have a staffing position, whether that's in a constituency office like I just mentioned, or head over to Ottawa, get a role there on the Hill to see what it's really like, or even provincially or municipally.
Okay.
But I think it's more about trying it first and seeing whether it's something that you want to do. For the past 2 years, as part of the Canada-Philippines Interparliamentary Friendship Group, we launched a Filipino internship program, and that really encouraged Filipinos to work on the Hill in an MP or senator office.
Oof. Always just breaking barriers, eh? And you know what the thing is, can I ask? I'm going to be real. So, we're both Filipinos.
Yeah.
Okay. Doing great things. And sometimes we get free stuff, right? I see you notice when you're at Streetsville and you always promote the food.
Yeah.
Now, when I do that, sometimes when I do the, best believe I'm walking away with baon. I'm walking away with the empty margarine container. Does that happen to Rechie Valdez still? Are you like, hey, can you do this restaurant? And you're like, yo, I'm on the move. Pack one up.
Yeah, no.
Tell my assistant.
Part of like supporting a local business is to actually support the local business, not just from a marketing perspective, but no, obviously paying back and giving back to the small business. So no, I'm there to support them in many different ways.
See that? What a goalie. Deflected that answer like a champ. This is why you do what you do. Hold on, sorry. I love, this is, first of all, full circle moment. I had some questions that I wrote down because, you're important. And so how would you actually describe the experience of growing up in this city? Now that you're part of the GTA and you're a big face of it, like how do you describe the Filipino experience growing up in the GTA?
I think it's important to have context. So my parents, my mom is from Bataan and my dad is from Batangas.
Okay.
So, coming from the Philippines, they immigrated first to Kitwe, Zambia, where I was born, before coming and immigrating here. And that's important because some of us who travel from the Philippines and immigrate here, that's one stop, but I actually had two.
Two stops.
Yes,
okay.
2 stops.
It wasn't direct.
No,
wasn't
not direct.
It wasn't direct. Okay.
So it just, I think the hustle is real for Filipinos who come here. I watched my parents like hustle and work so hard and sacrifice everything, work multiple jobs, go back to school. But a lot of times, us kids, when we're watching our parents hustle, they're so busy doing that we, I think it's important for us to go, okay, like what can we do? And so the experience growing up was wonderful here in Canada. Getting an education, being able to find a job. So it's been good so far, so we can't complain.
Did you grow up always like, because you're Freesville, Mississauga, and I always remember like we used to do meetings in Mississauga. Were you always Peel region?
100%. So I grew up all around Erin Mills, folks on watching.
Nice. There it is.
That's
Shout out
areas where
to the Streetsville. My cousin worked at a Starbucks at Streetsville, so I only went there to get free lattes, just to show you how I like to roll. Okay, sweet, perfect. So now, do you have any advice to any? Actually, no. This is the question I want to say. What would you say to your younger self or any younger Filipino woman right now? Or a two-part question.
I think that's a good question. I always struggle with this answer because I want to give you like the real answer. If
Okay,
that's okay.
This is what we're here. This is Aero Force.
Well, what I want to say to my younger self is number one, to like believe in yourself from the start.
100%.
I feel like I didn't really give myself the chance to believe in myself and what I'm actually made of. And what I'm really proud of with Filipinos specifically is we come from a lineage, literally a lineage of our parents, grandparents hustling, and we have the most grit, we have the most adaptability of a culture, and I think a lot of us take that for granted or maybe don't realize that we have that in us. So a lot of things that I tell young people is that if you are yourself, if you stay true and authentic to who you are, you can be successful. And I was, just to tie that back to present day, I was terrified getting into this role thinking I had to change for somebody, change for people to believe in what I stand for, who I am. But the nice thing is, Keith, I've just remained exactly who I am, true and authentic, Filipino all the way. And as long that's the message. Just stay true to who you are.
Can we flex on the shoes just to show you how true you are? Can we flex on before the interview? She's like, yo, let me get cold. Hold up, real quick, real fast, real quick. They're unions. Okay, stop. They're not paying us. Okay, stop. Okay, but no, but that's so. And the crazy thing was last time I also saw you was when I was hosting.
It was an event.
Taste of Manila. Taste of Manila.
So you were there.
And you were there just like
represent
taking pictures, and I was like, yo, this is crazy how we went from both like, no, it was great. This is such a crazy moment. The crazy thing was we started working together, and because you talked about how like you come from like a hustler like lineage, and like I remember you were like, and
We even hosted the outdoor event during COVID.
Yes, which was amazing.
And then we had like all these comedians come out to like entertain us
and
outdoors.
We had a DJ, and it was a crazy night. But I was also saying how like, I kind of foreshadowed something. I was like, one day.
Did you?
I said one day when we break free, you're gonna just take over.
Did say that
remember?
to me. Oh,
because
shoot.
And then we started working with the late Roz, because remember she did something together with all of us, and you were.
We were on mix together.
Yes, we were doing something like that together, and I was saying you're so versatile, but like you work so well with small businesses. But like you should be
like. He foreshadowed this from it was all you were doing.
No, I don't know. No. I saw the light that everybody sees now. I'm just saying it was always there. So like I said, considering your background as a small business owner, can you share any like cool experience or insights from that time, since you now are that?
I think a lot of people don't realize that being an entrepreneur, and even like a comedian like yourself, hustle is real when you're an entrepreneur. You wear different hats, you have to do multiple things, and you're constantly multitasking. One of the things that I want to share is that being an entrepreneur actually prepared me for this world in politics, because I was able to think on my toes, do multiple things. All those skills are very transferable to politics, and that's probably some advice I've probably never ever said. So if you're an entrepreneur and you're able to multitask and juggle, because a little bit of what I do with the constituency officer working Ottawa is like you're running two different ships or different teams. So a lot of the skills are transferable. So that's, I think, something that most people don't know.
Yeah, but also, like, those are skills that are transferable, but you have also like the grit and grind, and you're very easy to deal with. Like, people don't understand those small nuances about being good at what you do, because you were holding down a lot of things. Plus, you were also very motivated, and like what kind of inspired you to be like, okay, you know what, Keith, I'm done with this cool events and stuff. Let me just get into the nitty gritty politics. Like,
So just for some context, at the federal government, we haven't had representation in 17 years.
Okay.
The very first MP, the Filipino MP, was Dr. Ray Pagtacan. So shout out to Dr. Ray, who's my mentor. 17 years, we haven't had representation in 17 years at all. Zero, zilch. This was an opportunity for representation to finally be again at the federal level. And to be honest, it was one of those things, Keith, where I said, why the heck not?
Yeah.
Why not just do it and see what happmes?
And that comes from, like you said, being confident and believing in yourself. Okay, go on. I'm interrupting. Go ahead. Go on.
And I think it's really, I always tell Filipinos, you just need to put yourself out there. And the thing is, if you don't try, if you don't start, if you don't try, if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't have the fearlessness that we talked about on the show, you need to have a little bit of that audacious spirit, that fearlessness to try anything. The minute you break into something new and you actually discover for yourself that, oh my gosh, like this is something I'm good at, this is something that I love, then you can stay there and you can continue to follow it.
Okay. All right. Shoot. All right. I love these. Like, it's crazy how you were giving me these same questions, and now like you're just killing these answers. I'm like, you've been preparing for this. So, do you remember when we, shout out to the homie Raj also, we were planning like some big show event?
Yes.
And you sat us down, and like you do with great Filipino hospitality, we all ate. Remember that? We sat and ate, and you're like, Mississauga, Brampton location. I don't know if it's still there, but we ate. But speaking of that, do you have your favorite Filipino dish, or?
Yeah, I do. It's very specific. It's like my mom's salmon head sinigang.
Oh, it's always some mom's sinigang. I don't have that too. It's always some.
It's not just regular pork sinigang. This has to be like the salmon head sinigang. Super delicious.
I gotta try that. Okay.
No, you need to try that. Or, of course, like adobo. Like, you need to have adobo. You gotta have adobo.
I have this theory where like adobo is great, but I feel like it's the California roll of Filipino. Like it just introduces.
Yeah, it's like a.
It's the alley-oop. The entry-level dish. But everybody. I was having this other discussion with another Filipino artist, and he was like, "Yeah, man, my mom's sinigang. Yeah, absolutely." it's crazy how it's your mom's. It has to be your mom's.
Gotta be my mom's.
Yeah,
She only makes it. She's the only one. Mom, please make it for me again this holiday season. I'm just like.
But yeah, but there's sometimes though, you ever have like another dish from your tita or you know what I mean?
Yeah, my tita Ellen, she makes like the best desserts. So the leche flan, oh my god.
Yeah, the shout out to those old
I know.
There's always that one tita.
They make it like fresh from like those steamers, but yeah, no, it's got to be done right and done like homemade. Like that's like the best way to go.
Yeah, that's my Tita Mugs. Tita Mugda. She also married a Greek guy, and I keep telling her like, yo, Filipino Greek food? What?
Oh, that's a fusion.
Yeah, that would be great. But do you like to bake?
I do.
What's your thing?
Well, I bake so many different things, but I love making red velvet cake.
Okay.
I had like non-stop orders.
Do your kids ask for you to bake? Do they beg you?
They do, but now I can support my local small business bakeries because I may not have the time to be able to bake like I used to.
Nice. Is there a specific go-to?
Yes, there's a few. For the bakeries in the Riding Mississauga,
Go.
I got to shout out to Swirls and Dolled Up Cupcakes, hands down.
I gotta go there. The last place I went to was Something Sweet for You.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Challen. Chef Challen. I only go because he breaks them. He tells you, you gotta come by. You gotta come. But he's good. But so, a few more questions if you don't mind. With increasing number of Filipino festivals in Toronto, how do you envision the community development in the next few years, and particularly in terms of businesses?
One of the things that I'm really inspired by, speaking from experience as an entrepreneur, a lot of what you see today has really grown. And that's because, one, our population, in Canada, we're close to 1 million Filipinos across the country.
Yeah.
Oh, that's huge. Okay. And so our contribution as a community, because we've grown so much, we've been able to have festivals. And one of the things I'm proud of with some local small businesses is they've created directories of Filipinos that to help with networking.
Okay.
They've created events that bring us all together. Again, I didn't have that when I was an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. So the fact that those things are available now it really shows the tremendous contributions that Filipinos have. So shout out to all the small businesses, Filipino entrepreneurs for their hustle, and for all that they're doing, because we've come a long way.
Yeah, we're coming up. Yeah, we're coming up.
The fact that ube is the next matcha, just saying, it really shows how much people value our flavors.
Adobo chips. I've seen that.
So good.
It's crazy for me. I didn't think it would be a chip, so I'm weirded out by it.
It's a chip.
There's a lot, and it's crazy too because so last question I want to say, GTA now is actually flourishing with more Filipino businesses. And before, you would see a lot of especially when you go to the States, especially places like California where they've migrated earlier, a lot earlier. So they have rarely here in GTA, and especially in Canada, we don't have Lolas or Lolos who speak straight English and who were born in Canada. And so where do you think, if you had to wish something upon, what is your advice for, what you would want for the Filipino community in the GTA moving forward?
Oh, that's a good question. I think
what would you want to see
I think we need to kick the bucket, as in the crabs in the bucket mentality.
Yeah. Okay.
That's something I talk about a lot, because I feel that mentality actually separates and divides us.
We were just talking about that
as opposed to bringing us together. I feel like if we're able to kick the bucket so it doesn't even exist, we have the opportunity to unite and be stronger, because there are some communities outside of the Filipino community that are doing it today, and they are truly exemplary. And you can see the power of us working together more, collaborating more. And look, we're gonna have differences, but we have to set those aside so that we can honestly achieve the common goal, which is to grow, which is to thrive in this country and to be better. And again, next year we're celebrating the 75th anniversary of Canada-Philippine relations, which is huge.
Very good.
And so all the different things I'm working on with regards to the federal government. Just so you know, we gave $5.3 billion to the Philippines just last week. It was
5.3 billion?
yes, to help with climate change.
That's a lot of balikbayan boxes, bro.
It is.
That's the balikbayan bag. Okay.
But it's really because, I don't know if you know this, Keith, but the Philippines is one of the most vulnerable countries with regards to climate change. So.
Oh, I didn't know that. I actually didn't know that.
It is. And I visited, when I went to Siargao earlier this year, I was able to see the impacts of the hurricane that came through and obliterated the island.
I know, and I heard the island's beautiful.
It is. And it's like, it's building back now, but it can't build back without the types of support that we
Someone was saying they're like the new Boracay.
It is. It's pretty much almost there. Yeah.
I gotta check that out.
You do.
Well, that was Filipinos in the Six, episode 6 with the legend, MP, Rechie Valdez. Guys, my name is Keith Pedro. We're signing off. Thank you guys for tuning in.